And how can publishers go about figuring out if they need a header bidder wrapper, and then, because there are multiple solutions available on the market, which one's right for them?
Well, you got to look at your needs. If in the next few years you anticipate the majority of your revenue coming from programmatic, your first job is to pick the appropriate SSPs. If you're using multiple, now you probably need some sort of a technology that will help you manage multiple SSPs, and that today is being done by a header bidder wrapper. I think we can talk about where that goes in the future. So that's the first question: is how many SSPs are you using? Which ones are built into your ad server? Which ones are not? And what do you need to essentially homogenize these different types of technology? And then you look at, well, how much are you doing programmatic deals versus open marketplace, and does your header bidder manager deal with that effectively? And are you getting the majority of your revenue from direct, or are you getting the majority of the revenue from from programmatic? And does direct actually mean programmatic deals? Is your direct sales team directly incentivized to be cutting deals using programmatic, and does it matter to them whether it's an ad tag protocol or a real-time protocol? They're just selling.
So it's a people thing and a
Yeah,
tech
that
thing.
part is a people thing and a tech thing, right? So you've got to make those decisions. And at the Rubicon project, we have buyers and sellers which span the gamut of this activity. And our orders system and our private marketplace system is designed to make that happen. And the deals portion is critical. If your header bidder wrapper needs to be deals ready.
Okay, and finally, as we start to move towards a unified auction, what is that going to mean for header bidder wrappers?
Well, it's a great question. So our view is that header bidder wrappers is a probably short-term 1 to 3 year technological solution until publishers adopt sort of a new full stack system that knows how to do this all correctly, right? One of the original trader talks that I did with Kieran, we talked about this. So in the ideal world, there's an auction, right? And the direct demand, so the publisher has its own direct bidder that is operating all of its internal demand, because essentially the publisher's sales team is acting as its own agency, working out deals with these partners, taking their ad tags, doing all the work for them. So that's for internally driven demand. And then you have an SSP. And we may have direct demand coming in through this channel that's happening from a DSP over a deal ID, right? And then you have your SSP connection for open market demand. This auction needs to be there, but it's not a pure auction in the price sense. It should be making a yield decision, which is largely based on price. It should be making a essentially priority / scarcity decision, which is where deals and the preferences that are associated with selling preference, selling access, and then most important, relevance. Relevance to the user. Is this ad relevant to the user and to the content? And the ad server and auction of the future has some equation that balances these three objectives. If most of your content is niche and you have a lot of endemic advertisers, relevance may be automatic, and now what you're doing is you're looking at the trade-off between letting the highest price win and making sure that your deals are fulfilled, because your deals may not be the highest price demand. You may have some scarce demand from the open market. You may have some commitments to deals, so you need to balance these three factors.
Brilliant. Neal, thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Very useful and interesting.
Great.
And we'll see you next time on Trader Talk TV.